In this video, I want to talk about why I started my art YouTube and all about the crazy changes happening. Hi, I'm Nicole, the artist behind J&DS Creates. I would like to say, hey, did you check out that opening? I'm learning animation, and that is my first ever animation. While I make my way through many topics in this video, I'll be painting my new artist icon because I thought it was time for an update. So to the point, why did I start an art YouTube? If you guessed to become monetized, you would be wrong. Haha. Though that is a goal every YouTuber aspires to reach, I genuinely do not consider it the reason I started YouTube. When I started this channel, all I really wanted was to become more a part of the online art community and have a place to see my growth, record my thoughts, and find my people. Which, if you're an artist online on any social media platform, you can probably relate to the fact that building a community can be a super hard thing to do in this very saturated online world. So you see, I don't really expect to be monetized. I genuinely don't put 100% of my effort into making YouTube videos because there isn't 100% of me to give to this medium. I do what I can for myself and for whoever wants to be a part of the process. And going back to my very first videos, I can see the growth I've made in this medium. But even with all that growth, over 100 videos, it hasn't been enough to monetize because I know the quality of the videos I make just isn't good enough to get the views, while there are so many other people out there who are like 1,000 times more aesthetic than myself, a self-proclaimed art goblin. What I guess I could say is that I treat my YouTube like a sketchbook of sorts. So don't expect super high quality videos with lots of moving parts or pretty graphics or anything overly aesthetic for that matter, because all of those things take time and effort, and my goblin brain has a hard time staying on task. And my goblin brain would much rather think about making the art and forget to hit record or to plan out a nice looking shot. It's a struggle, and I'm getting better, but only a little bit. But I persist because I enjoy the process of it, and I love to see the change in how I've been making videos, and I want to continue to grow and get better at editing and filming. In the beginning, I really didn't know what I was doing. I filmed and I edited all on my iPhone, which can be really restricting when trying to do long format content. This leads me to my next topic, which is that I've switched editing programs. As of this video, I've moved from using iMovie to edit on my phone, to blah 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 blah, to using DaVinci Resolve's free version. This change takes me from editing on my tiny iPhone screen to editing on my PC, where I can work with longer footage and edit full-length videos of real-time art without having my iPhone catch on fire. This change takes me from almost exclusively making time lapses to being able to control where and when I speed up the footage. I still plan on making time lapses, just differently. But boy howdy, let me tell you, switching to a more in-depth program with limited computer knowledge feels a lot like learning to operate a spacecraft. On top of that, I have poor time management skills and often feel like there is a lot of time between editing sessions, and it makes for a really janky learning experience and in general slows down the process. It's all very uncomfortable. Even with that painful learning curve, I think what I'm making looks good. Like, yeah, this is the first video I'm sharing that I've edited, but I'm enjoying the end results. This DaVinci program really gives me control over the parts of the editing that I really want to have control over. Like, instead of re-recording parts of this voiceover, I can go into its sound editing section and cut the audio how I need it to sound. Their color grading is super cool too. Sometimes my lighting in my house is inconsistent, and I can correct that so the colors are what I actually see. So that's a really cool feature. And by the way, this isn't sponsored. I needed a free program, and this one came highly recommended all throughout the internet. And I would have to agree with that recommendation. This program is what I need to continue to make better quality content. Moving forward, I'll also be adding animations and characters to my videos, like you're already seeing throughout this video. Learning this involves learning how to make animations in general, and it's something I've wanted to learn for a very long time now. This skill development involved me buying Clip Studio Paint EX, which is the first digital art program I've committed to. And by that I mean, once upon a time, I used Photoshop, but that was like 10 years prior to this video and for like a month at tops. So I don't really count that. Anyways, there is just so much to learn for each program, and it can feel very overwhelming doing it in a limited spare time, especially at the same time. Buying Clip Studio also came with an add-on fee I wasn't excited for, and that was an XP pen tablet. I had saved up so much art money for it, but you know what? I absolutely love this thing. Since making this video, I've done a lot of stuff with Clip Studio, and it's really changing my workflow for the better, and you'll see that in future videos. By the way, I made this video long before I posted it. This switchover from phone to computer slowed the editing down a bit because there was so much organizing and setting up to do. And not to mention, I was missing some equipment like a microphone, so it took a while to get started. In the end, this made a little backlog of videos, which is actually a good thing because making videos is time consuming. You can actually see the time gap in my videos from this video and the last ones I've made. So, what does the future hold for me and YouTube now that I've had these changes in process? Well, I hope I can make better quality videos, not just for you guys viewing, but for myself. Like, go watch my first 100 videos and then a couple of my more recent ones just before this video, and you can see the difference. I hope that difference will be even bigger after this video and learning these programs. And what kind of videos can you expect from me in the future? Well, I want to keep using YouTube as a sketchbook of sorts, where I'm not really restrained to make one type of art video, and I can experiment and share my process and journey. So many creators get pigeonholed based off of what their most popular videos are and subjects are. Most of my subscribers up until this point are here for the polymer clay palettes I've made. But as an art goblin, I follow the dopamine. And even though I love making palettes, it's not the only thing I want to do. I have plans on expanding on the mediums I use and the subjects I paint. I want to work on large watercolor paintings, and I want to work in oil pastels. I want to make books and comics and share how I practice my art. And I also want to continue making fantasy art, and maybe along the way I can get monetized to pay for some of the expenses that art racks up. In the end, YouTube isn't my product. My product is the art I make. But I'm still glad I make these videos and I'm able to share with other people who might also enjoy them. So strap in and come along with me on this journey that I hope will never end, because it's only going to get better and I always have more things to make.